Hey, what's up guys? This video is going to be about add-ons that I use and that I recommend. I'm going to go over quite a few add-ons that I'm currently using while I play this game that you've seen in other videos. The whole list of them is right here, but I'm going to go through them out of order and kind of show you what the best add-ons are that I use. Alright, the first add-on that I use for my bars is Bartender. It's probably the best. Bartender 4 is the current version. It's what lets you change all your bars, change the size, and position them wherever you want. So if I unlock it, you can see where all my bars are here, and you can move them around. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's really good. I like to use zoom to make my buttons look bigger. So if you look at the bar, if you zoom in, it gets rid of that little frame around the side that you see on the bottom. And that's Bartender for my bars. My health bars right here is a add-on called Galvin's Unit Bars. And you can use this for all kinds of things. I'm currently just using it for my health and my combo, and I also use it for my shards. Let's show you my shards really fast. I need to get in combat. Probably picked a bad spot to do this video. Just 1 second. So there's my shards. So that is also from Galvin's. I really like it because it kind of it's kind of like the embers recharging. And you can change the color, you can change the size, whatever you want. That's Galvin Unit Bars. You can use it for your target too. But for me, for targeting, I'm using Z-Pearl. So that's Z-Pearl. And X-Pearl is an older version, I think. So Z-Pearl is the good one right now. I still use Z-Pearl for my pet. So you can see my pet here. You pull a pet out. And then also for my target. So I'm targeting myself. This is Z-Pearl. Also focus too. So that's Z-Pearl. Next, this add-on right here for my map is called Mappy. And you can open it through interface. Add-ons. Here's a lot of my add-ons here again. Mappy. And you can change the size of the map. You can hide the coordinates, hide all the borders. I like it to be a square. I feel like you can see more. You can zoom in and out. It's the best one, I think. Get rid of the border or add a border. It's the best one that I think I like the most. There's a couple other good map add-ons. So I like to move my map down to the side. Okay, probably the best add-on by far out of every add-on is called Bind Pad. This allows you to bind your macros and your spells. And it will change the bindings based on your spec if you wanted to. Or you can just set it to be the same for everything. So, for example, here I'm moving my spells over like Ritual of Summoning, and then I click on it and I assign it to the key that I want. Like right now it's Page Up. You can also delete these, unbind them. You can also use your macros and move your macros into them. So you can just pull over a macro, put it in there, and then assign it to whatever you want. Or you can just delete it. So that's Bind Pad. Definitely recommend that. That's for key binding. You want to key bind all your spells and all your abilities, because if you don't, then you're pretty much a total noob. It'll make the game a lot easier. It's more like playing an instrument than clicking on buttons. Okay, you just saw me moving the screen around. Moving these screens. This is an add-on called BlizzMove, and it lets you move all the screens around. So it's really nice to have that. I have an add-on called Class Announcer. If you've ever seen any of my other videos, I might be spelling that wrong. I don't know how to spell announcer. And Class Announcer is going to call out people's names of the target. So if you see a hunter and you click on the hunter, it's going to say hunter. If you click on a warlock, it's going to say warlock. It's a really good add-on. I use an add-on called Crit Sound for all my crits. So if you get a crit, it says Critical Strike. It's just nice to know when you're critting a lot. It makes the game more fun. It's more rewarding to hear sounds or see effects when you do something good. Doom's Cooldown Pulse is a good add-on. I'll show you how it works right here in a second. Or in 30 seconds, you're going to see this come back up. And so when a spell is ready to be cast, it's going to have a little pulse in the middle of your screen. It's called Doom Cooldown Pulse. Sometimes I like to use it. Sometimes I turn it off because it clutters the screen. But it can be a good reminder to use your important spells as they come off cooldown. Another add-on I use is called Handy Notes. And Handy Notes has a lot of built-in Handy Notes. And this is on the map. But you can also put your own custom ones. There's that cooldown pulse right there. And you can edit that and make it bigger and smaller. And here it comes again with Shadow Fury. So on the map, you see all these little treasure chests are everywhere, and there's this Scroll of Town portal, and there's just little notes all over the place. This is a custom one I made. This is the graveyard. So you can put your notes wherever you want. You just control right click and then add handy note. You can say new note. You can make it whatever you want it to be. We'll make it a square. And when you go back to that map, that spot, you're going to see a square and it says new note. Okay, I'm going to delete it. That's handy note. I've had a problem with handy note where it deletes all of the notes that I make. So don't go too crazy with it because your notes might get deleted. But there's a lot of ones that you can just auto install that other people have made. I use an add-on called kill emotes so that when I kill someone, it will laugh at them or do something like that to piss them off. It seems to be a good way to grief people without actually doing any energy at all. It's just all automatic. It's called kill emotes. My nameplates add-on is KUI nameplates. It's definitely the best nameplate add-on. I think most people use tidy plates, but KUI is like totally superior to tidy plates, in my opinion. There are no creatures around here. I was just on the top of the mountain. Thought it was going to be kind of cool. But I've got to show you these nameplates really fast. Another add-on I use is Move Anything. That's going to be showing up right here when you push escape. Here's my nameplates. The nameplate is this little red line above his head and where his name is. And that's the nameplates. Okay, Move Anything is super important for customizing anything that you can't customize otherwise. It works really well. I do it for my bags. I make my bags bigger. I move them around so I can see them better. There's certain screens. If the screens are usually too small for me, I'll make them bigger so that I can see things easier. The biggest thing I use Move Anything for is for my buffs. So you can make your buffs smaller and move them. I'm not sure where this is. So you click on this and it's going to bring up different areas and you try to find, so like here's my bags. And you can move things around. I'm not sure where the buffs are, but I move the buffs and I make them the order I want because I like them to be right over my name right here. So that is Move Anything. It's also really good to hide the error frame. If you've ever had a time where you try to cast a spell and the enemy is behind you, it'll have this big red line in front of you that says, you know, error, target's not in front of you. That's called the error and warnings display. It's right here. And you always want to hide that because it's super annoying as fuck. There's also a sound it makes. And this is something you have to do separate from an add-on, but you can download a sound file that's completely blank and you can replace the sound, the error sound. Because I don't know why they even have that in the game. It's totally annoying. You don't want to hear a little error sound every 2 seconds. Most people used to use it for the trinket because it would make an error sound whenever your trinket didn't work. It's called a fizzle sound or something like that. You'll have to look online. But those two things are the main reasons I like to use Move Anything to get rid of those error sounds and to move anything else around that I want to. The cooldown thing that I just showed earlier, look at my bar here, see the 30? So that's Omni CC. That's really important. It's going to work with Bartender. And when you have a spell and it's on cooldown, it's going to have a nice big number there. You can edit that, make it bigger, smaller, change the font. That's the way I like it. That's Omni CC. My pet that comes out, I use an add-on called Pet Leash. This is just for fun. This isn't going to help your gameplay or anything. And Pet Leash will let you decide what pets you want to come out. And it'll just rotate them around if you have like 5 pets you like. And it will always bring them out no matter what. It doesn't get in the way of attacking. It doesn't interrupt attacking or spells or anything. But it lets you have the pet that you like all the time. That's Pet Leash. My chat that I use is, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Thanks Chat. And that's the chat that I use. There's another one called Pratt. But I think Pratt has an error where it doesn't show you your save messages or something like that. Anyway, Thanks Chat does everything I want it to. I have one that's like an X, and what you do is you go to the background and you make it to totally 0, okay? And set complete 100% negative, and that way it's completely invisible, and then you turn off all the chats. So there's no chats in here. So that way if you want to turn off your chat completely so you don't even see it, it's an easy way to do that. So you just push the X, so now I have no chat on my screen ever. Then otherwise you just move to P, that's for party, W is for whispers, C is for normal chat, and A is for everything. X is my combat. That's how I have my chat set up. Fox Chat gets rid of all the bars on the side that are annoying that you don't like. The blinking chat windows, that also gets rid of, I think, with Fox Chat. If not, then it's another add-on that I have. But those blinking windows, they gotta go. So chat's really important to me. Otherwise, I keep my chat pretty big so that I can see it. If you want to, you can always change the background to black so it's easier on the eyes. But Thanks Chat is just a really good add-on for chat. Alright, for postage, you should be using an add-on called Postal. That's That's what it's called, postal. And it will let you open several things at once, like this. Of course, there's no room in my bag, so I'm not going to be able to pick any of that up. And you can just pick things up really quick and really easy. And there it is, super easy. Alright, one of the other best add-ons possible is Power Auras Classic. This is very similar to Weak Auras, so you can get Weak Auras if you want. I like Power Auras, so it's Power Aura Classic is what it's called, and or Power Auras. And the way this works is that you can create conditions to show things on your screen. So if you ever see me play and you see me get a buff, let's see if I can proc. I have to kill something to proc that. If you see me get a buff for any reason, I have an add-on that will show the buff a lot bigger, because these little tiny buffs that you have here are pretty small and they're hard to see. So if it's a really important buff, I want it to be really big on my screen. For example, the Firestone is my most important. That's my burst, and I want that to be on the screen. So
double kill.
That's why I use Power Auras. I also use Power Auras to see the enemies. So when they have say when they're CC'd, when they're seduced, or when they're feared, or when they're hammer of justice, I want to know that, because I don't want to overlap my fear with a stun. So if somebody's already stunned, I don't want to overlap it with them. The other things you want to see when enemies are bursting. So if enemies have Avenging Wrath, or Dark Soul, or Elemental Mastery, or something like that, it's good to know when they're bursting. I also use it to make a big symbol on the person who has the flag. That way I know he has the flag for capture flag purposes. I mean, in a lot of ways it's kind of cheating, but you know, it's customizable. Everybody has the option to do it. So, you know, why not do it? That's part of being a better player, is to take the time to set up your interface in a way that will help you play better. So that's really important. Power Auras, it's kind of fun to set up. You can make the screens flash when you have certain buffs, or do all kinds of different things. When your life's low or life's high, there's a lot of conditions that you could do. Here, let me show you a little better here, just for one more second, because this is so important. So when you right click on these, it'll open up, and this is the editor. You can choose what kind of ability it is, if it's a buff or a debuff, who it's on. Okay, I just totally messed that up. And then other conditions. So is it an enemy target, or is it you? Do you have to be in combat or out of combat? Is it inverted? You can actually have conditions on conditions. So more than one condition has to be met in order for the thing to happen. Now this doesn't cast spells for you. All it is it just has icons on your screen. It just shows pictures on your screen. That's all it does. So, you know, don't think it does anything else. That's all it does. Pictures on your screen. So there's my pictures showing me that I should be casting those spells. So when I have 3-dimensional rifts, I have it show the rift, tell me, hey, use one of your rifts, so you should always use one, so it's recharging. When I have Immolate on the target, it tells me to use Channel Demon Fire. It has a Shadow Burn when I have Conflag ready. You know, if I have 2 of them, because I should always only have 1, so it's recharging. So it'll do little things to help you, so that, you know, I'm still not used to Shadow Fury being a cast. So that Power Auras is really good. Power Auras is also what I use for this little icon right here. This is my Soulstone. So when Soulstone is ready to be cast, I have an icon show up here. Now I know I need to put Soulstone on, and then the icon will disappear once I put it on myself. So that's just a reminder, hey, you know what, Soulstone is ready. Go ahead and use it. Alright, my cast bar, which is this, I made it a little bigger. It's kind of nice having it bigger. It feels so smooth. Having a nice cast bar really changes a lot. I use the add-on called Quartz. It's probably the best. You can have a cast bar for your target. You can have a cast bar for your focus. You can have a cast bar for your pet. I put my pet one really big so I can see when I'm seducing an enemy, because that's the cast that I'm using, seduce. And then you have your own cast bar, of course. So that's what I use, is Quartz. It's just like this. It's a very good add-on for cast bars. This is a newer add-on I just got, Talent Set Manager. It doesn't work perfectly. It doesn't seem to work when I'm in the world, even if I'm able to change your abilities. So if you just came out of a battleground, you have 2 minutes or so, or 60 seconds to change your abilities, but it doesn't work then. It'll only work when you're in a town, or when you just join a battleground. But what it allows me to do is just push one button and then relearn the talents that I wanted, that I already preset. I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of lazy. But that's what I use it for. So I have a different set. I want to use a demonic circle. I'm in a temple because that's a good map to have a demonic circle. I want to use for capture flags. I always want to use burning rush. So burning rush for capture flags. Normally it's just a regular Firestone. And when I'm in the world, I like to play a little differently. It's how I am right now. Shadow Burn because I kill mobs fast a lot. It helps me regenerate shards, and I can use more Rain of Fires. Shadow Fury and Cataclysm because it's AoE. Because mostly in the world you just gather up 15 guys and kill them all at once. Reverse Entropy, that way I don't ever run out of mana when I'm in the world just killing stuff. Demon Skin, basically just keeps your full life all the time because mobs don't do enough damage to you. And I love Channel Demon Fire. Not only is Channel Demon Fire really good for one-on-one, but it's really good for killing lots of mobs at once after you cast Cataclysm. It works really good with Cataclysm. So Cataclysm will put Immolate on everybody, and the Demon Fire will do a little damage to everybody, and they all just die. Anyway, this is my Talent Set Manager. You can try that out if you were looking for something like that. All right, we're gonna get to some add-ons for the battlegrounds. One important one, I can't show it to you because I'm not in a battleground, is Battleground Enemies. It's like that. And Battleground Enemies is what, if you've seen my other videos, it has a list of the enemies, and I can click on it just to target them anytime. Quickly see how many healers are on the team, the name of the healer, the race of the healer. And so it just makes, or the class of the healer, I'm sorry, not the race. And it makes it a lot easier to target enemies, especially enemies who have a flag. Another one is for, that you probably already heard of, is Gladius. This is for Arena. You always want to use Gladius for Arena. I mean, you can use other add-ons too, but Gladius is probably the best. This is another one that's really important, Gladiator SA. This is the one that calls out enemies' spells, like when somebody's casting Fear, it'll say Fear. When somebody's casting another big spell, it'll yell it out and call it out, so it lets you know what's happening around you. And it's a nice, soft woman's voice, very nice. Another one is HTD. This is Healers Have to Die. And what that'll do is it'll put a big icon above the healers, so you can see when there's healers on the enemy team. It also will put a big note on your screen when your healer is being attacked. A healer on your team, so that you can help your healers. So it's really good for battlegrounds mostly. If you've ever seen a battlegrounds, you can see the enemy's score, or not just the enemy, but your allies' score. I think your allies also. I use Mongo Monitor, and basically, when you're in a battleground, you have your kills, how many kills you've had and how many deaths you've had. So you might have, 3 kills and 2 deaths. But what it'll do is it'll put a 3 and a 2 above the head of a person who has 3 kills and 2 deaths. It makes it really easy to quickly tell which players on the enemy team are really good because they have a lot of kills and no deaths, and which players on the enemy team are really bad. Generally, you want to focus on the good player first. Not always. Sometimes if a player is really weak and has no life, you just kill him first. But nowadays in Battlegrounds, everyone's pretty equal with stats. So you generally want to CC or kill the good player first. In the old days, it might have been better just to kill the person who's really weak, just to get him out of the way so he can't CC you. But it's a good way to tell who's good on the enemy team and who's bad. Same for your team. You can see who's good and who's bad on your team. Spy is the add-on that when I'm in the world where I am right now, fly around, see if I can get it to proc. When you're flying around, what it does is it scans your combat log, and when it sees an enemy doing something, they can't just be sitting there. They have to have cast the spell or mounted or something. It will make a little sound, and it will show up on my screen, and then I can click on their name to try to target them, and then try to find them. It works really good for world PvP if you want to kill people in the world. Now it's not working because there's no enemy players around here. Let's go to this town. There's probably some enemy players here, and that's what it's called. It's called Spy. There's a couple other good add-ons similar to Spy. I think Spy is the best one right now. I don't see any enemy players. Oh, while we're here, let's just mention this add-on. This is called World Quest Group Finder. When you enter a World Quest area, you just click the button. It'll try to find a group for that add-on. It says no groups found, so now you click it again, it'll create a group. And now I've created a group in Quest Finder. I don't know where that is. Hold on. And now that I've created, I don't know where I'm going here. So now that I've created a group, somebody might join. There you go. Look, someone just joined my group. Now I can do my quest faster. So that's World Quest Finder. World Quest Tracker is also good, and I think that's this one. It shows you all the quests on your main screen. It's very nice to quickly look and see. Let's see, which one do I want to do? Well, that's an 885. That's a good one. I should do that one. Or oh, I need gold. Here's gold. So those are 2 quest add-ons for World Quest, for Legion specifically. Another add-on that's good is called Reporter. And that's the one that's going to show the Battleground map, like a mini version of the Battleground map on your map. I'm not using it in my last videos. I'm going to try to start using it for the future because it will just be more enjoyable to watch the videos. you don't want me to see me switching between map all the time. It's really annoying. I know I do that a lot. But Reporter will put a miniature map on your screen, and you can move it around or resize it. And that miniature map will show you all your allies, where they are. It doesn't show you where the enemies are, of course. It's just like the regular map. But it will show you where all the allies are. So that's called Reporter. Target name plate indicator is really good. It's going to be the add-on that...
This was a costly lesson.
Alright, look at that. I didn't even kill anything, and I finished my quest.
I appreciate
So combat or target nameplate indicator. Oops. Okay, so look at there's spy. Spy just worked. So now if I'm not targeting him, I can click on this up here, and then we'll target him. And now I have him to target, and then I can kill him. And I can put a little flag on him, and then I can hump his body if I want. You know, I can get naked if I want, and then hump his body a whole bunch. And then you know, you can go. I just got flying, by the way. Congratulations to me. And you can go hide over here behind the tree and wait for him to come back and kill him again. And you can just click on this. So right now I'm left clicking, and it will just keep on trying to target him until he spawns. As soon as he spawns, you can go kill him again. That's the wonders of Spy. Target name plate indicator is what's putting that big X over his head. Now that icon can be changed. There are a lot of different options. It's a really awesome add-on. It's called Target Name Plate Indicator. I totally recommend it. So if you see a big X over the enemy, or the flaming skull that I used to use, that's what that is. I'll show it to you in a second as soon as this guy reses. I don't know what's taking him so long. Tip Tack is my add-on that I use for changing the tips. So you can see it right here on the right side of my screen. It says Cold Scale Gaze Crawler. Now it's not there anymore. Now it's there again. It just changes the way it looks. I like this one. It's called Tip Tack. And you can edit it, you can change the size, you can change the location, you can change what it shows, you can make it show more stuff or less. One of the best reasons to have this is to hover over someone and see if they're targeting you. You don't have to actually target them. Yeah, there's that nameplate indicator, by the way, the big arrow. I like this one, the red one, the red down arrow. That's my favorite one lately, but I've changed between them quite a bit. Anyway, so Tip Tack, you can hover over someone, you can tell if they're targeting you. So I'll show you here. I'm targeting him, see it says targeting you on the right side. It works good against enemy players to make them see if they're looking at you, but make them think you don't see them. So yeah, just little tips for World PvP. Works really well. So you can tell if someone's looking at you, but they don't think you're looking at them. Now this guy hasn't come back yet, or if he did, he ran away. I'm almost done here. I have only a couple more. I like Zelda loot. Now, I can't show you Zelda loot. Zelda loot basically makes the sounds from Zelda, A Link to the Past, which is Zelda 4, or it might be from all the Zeldas. I think it's from Link to the Past, my favorite Zelda. Favorite game probably of all time. And when you loot something and you get a green or a green item or a purple item or even a legendary, it'll make really cool sounds. The legendary one's the best. It's like the sound when you got the sword from the forest. No, I'm probably not going to find anybody here to do this, but find any items. But Zelda loot is a really cool item, really cool add-on. It just makes sounds. It makes you feel more rewarded when you play. I love to use Zelda loot. There's an add-on called W Align, and that's what it does. And it used to actually have more squares, kind of like graph paper, and it just helps you line everything up so it's all even. I think my options are messed up, so it doesn't show the graph paper lines. Maybe the version just was changed. And the last and final add-on would be Deadly Boss Mods. Pretty much everybody uses it. It's a nice add-on for PvE, but it works for PvP too sometimes. There's a PvP version. Alright, now I'm just going to end the video by scrolling through my add-ons so you can see all the names again. And I have a lot that I'm not using right now. Some of them are good, and I just have them off because I don't want to use them right now. Other ones I don't even like at all. For auctioning, Auction Master is the best add-on. Use that. Auto repair is good. It just repairs when you talk to someone. Just scroll down these really fast. I already talked about most of these. Right, but Bind Pad's the best one. And you can see what they do as I hover over them really fast. And anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I hope that it's helped you to make your interface the way you want it to be, because it's always nice to have your interface the way you want, because it makes the game feel the way you want it to feel, and you can enjoy the game more. So these are the add-ons that I use. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys.